Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today for another episode of Gold Wingnut Live. Each week I answer your questions about things happening in Sumter County and the villages. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos I produce are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happenings here in the villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo-video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the villages and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package for your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work's being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some others do. I'm watching your home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange your package today. Now let's get started with the show.
It started with a scratch of a quill on a parchment scroll, a desperate prayer for a nation's soul. In a Philadelphia hall, beneath a summer sky, we looked at a king and we asked him why. 13 sparks ignited a flame in the dark, choosing the road that would leave a mark of a people who'd rather be rugged and free than live on their knees by a distant sea. Can you hear the thunder across the great plains? The sound of a spirit breaking its chains from the Appalachian heights to the Golden Gate tide. We got the ghost of the pioneers riding by our side. Freedom 250 feet, it's the breath in our lungs. isn't a statue, it's a choice. It isn't a silence, it's a voice. It's the sweat on the brow, it's the vote in the hand. It's the promise we keep to this beautiful land. 2.5 centuries, and we're just getting started. Freedom 250. Freedom 250. Keep the fire burning, keep the pages turning for the ones who came before and the ones yet to be. This is our chapter in the land of the free. From sea to shining sea, under the stars and the sun, we are the many, and we are the one. We the people, still dreaming, still climbing. America 250.
Goldie, the producers are not going to be happy with this. I had to, for science.
You ran 6 laps around the studio,
Yeah.
then ran into the waiting room, bounced off the couch, and body checked a throw pillow.
Exactly. That's called a frap. You're pretty sure that's the sound your paws made when you lost traction.
No, FRAP. F-R-A-P. It stands for Frenetic Random Activity Period.
Oh, you had a zoomie. Okay, Dr. Goldie, explain the science behind zoomies.
Zoomies happen when a dog has built up
Energy, excitement, or stress that needs to come out all at once.
So it's emotional laundry, but on a spin cycle.
Yes, like after a bath, after doing our business, when your human comes home, or when the vibes get too powerful.
That explains a lot. I thought you were being chased by a ghost squirrel.
Nope, my nervous system was regulating. But here's the important takeaway. Despite what some humans think, zoomies are usually a good sign.
Good sign? You look possessed.
Possessed by health. A dog doing zoomies is often just a happy, healthy dog releasing energy.
Great. So when you destroy a lamp, it's a sign your dog is perfectly fine.
Exactly. But humans should still give dogs a safe space, move breakable objects, and let the body do its thing.
Preferably outside, away from furniture and witnesses.
Oh boy, here we go again! For science! Look on the bright side, Goldie. You're just a perfectly healthy, fluffy missile. Our next guest has mastered the most dangerous weapon in the dog world, the innocent little puppy face.
Hi, Goldie. Hi, Frenchie. Mommy said I can do a big boy interview, so I am trying my best.
Bobo, how would you describe yourself?
I am soft, I am happy, and sometimes my paws make plans before my brain is ready.
So are you a good boy or a tiny criminal?
I am a good boy, but sometimes the snack looks lonely, so I go help it.
And when mommy catches you?
I look at her very soft, so she remembers I am just a baby.
Finally, someone teaches actual business skills on this podcast. Look like a baby.
Bobo, what makes you happiest?
When Mommy says I'm a good boy, then my heart goes sparkly. My tail goes helicopter mode.
I was not prepared to respect a puppy this much. What do you want humans to understand about puppies?
We are trying very hard. Sometimes the world feels big, but love makes it smaller.
Any final message before you start having separation anxiety from your mommy and have to go?
Tell your dog they are a good baby today. We don't know all the words, but we know when we are loved.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Gold Wingnut Live. I'm your host, Don Wiley, and we're going to talk about the things you want to talk about here. Our sponsor today is Shade Masters USA. They do a great job if you need shades for your lanai, you want the screen for your garage, you need plantation shutters, whatever kind of window treatments or shades you might need, give them a call. They do a great job. Other sponsors today are Magic Stairs. Great product. I own it. It's how I get into my attic in my Moultrie Creek house, and they got the magic lift. You'll never regret it. Also, Kitchen Wise, Closet Wise, great company. Once again, I own their product. Getting ready to put it into my house in Hillsborough as well. And of course, Surf to Turf Home Inspections. Tom Stevens, great guy. If you're buying a new house, be sure to get your house inspected that first week after you close. Why the first week after you close? Because after the first week, if there's a scratch on your kitchen cabinets or countertop or floor, it's then considered normal wear and tear, and it's not covered under warranty. So you get it done that first week, and then get it done at about the 11-week point to see anything that might be aging inappropriately or unusual wear and tear. So anyway, today's show, the first thing I want to talk about, the most important thing everybody needs to do is register to vote. Okay? Tomorrow, the 20th of July, is the last day that you can register to vote in the primaries. Now, in the primaries, what are we voting on in the primaries? Obviously, different elected offices. We got the governor's race. We've got Congressional District 11's race. Those are two important ones. One of the county commission races is coming up in August for seat 4. That's Commissioner Jeff Bogue is up for re-election, and he has a challenger. I can't recommend Commissioner Bogue enough. He is an asset to the board. His knowledge of emergency services, ambulances, fire department, and that is pretty much unmatched from anybody I've seen on any of the boards. Great individual. Of course, all right, so where do we want to start? Nobody's got any questions. And I got to change this to live chat so I get everything showing up. Here we go. This is from Larry. He says, happy Sunday. Had a nice call from Scott from Kitchen Wise this week. He's going to quote my place once drywall is up. That's a great thing. He can come in then. You get it quoted after the drywall goes up. They can get the stuff on order, and by the time you close, they're ready to come in within a day or two and put in the closets or the kitchen cabinets. Great way to do things. I've seen pools be done that way. I've seen crown molding, painting, landscaping. So consider doing things early. Let's see. Theo says, what have you heard about hiccups in the bank changeover to Seacoast? I'll tell you what. I met with Seacoast a couple months ago. It was Seacoast and what's the name of the other one? Oh yeah, Citizens First Bank. They had executives from both there, and they were saying, "Oh, the changeover is going to be smooth and seamless." So I have multiple accounts. I have my personal accounts there, my charity accounts there. I haven't even touched it since this changeover. I'm afraid to. Personal accounts, no problem. They transitioned very easily. Everything worked good. My business account, well, it took me until Tuesday of this past week, to get access to my business account. I lost access to it on Friday of last week. To say I was frustrated, yeah, that would have been a minor way to put it. I could see all the transactions through Friday, but after that I couldn't see anything until I was able to get into the Seacoast account. And the terrible part, I spent an hour and a half on hold between 2 days of waiting to get this problem straightened out. When you with a business account, you have an account number and a user ID. So you can have multiple people on a business account logging in. They log into the account and then the user ID, and then you enter a password. So it's a 3-part login, unlike a normal login, like a personal account, where you have a username and a password. When I called, nobody knew what the heck, how to make it work. Finally, I had one young lady, she went and did some research, and she found out how to do it and walked through, and everything works fine now. But it was tedious, very tedious. Let's see. Sodfather says, we are back for the live show after a few weeks off. Busy with the house transition. House sold in Middleton and mostly set up in LaGrange now. Never ever moving again. Yeah, right. Okay. Sure, we all say that in the villages. Never moving again. Maybe. Okay. I know this is your it's your third house, right, Bob? But give me a holler. I want to stop by and see the new place in LaGrange. Familiar with most of the area. But I'm almost out of LaGrange. I got 2 houses left in LaGrange. And I'll be stopped in that area. I'm now focused mainly on, what's it called? Lakeview, Long Prairie, and Merritt Field. Lots of homes going in down there in Long Prairie. Unbelievable how fast it's going. So Trevor, yes. Finney Grill. Say it isn't so. Apparently it is. Finney Grill is closing. You know, I honestly, I don't know why. I'm assuming, you know, it wasn't. The safe assumption is it wasn't profitable. Now, why wasn't it profitable? I don't know. Was it management? Was it food cost? Was it, I don't know. Not accounting for the overhead costs, I don't know. It's sad. I ate there many times. Very good food. The bar was great. I had lots of iced tea at the bar. We'll leave it at that. But who knows who's coming in? You know, over at Sawgrass Grove. You know, this past week or so, there was a big changeover. three of the restaurants on the meat market all closed down, and now they're being taken over by FMK. Fred Karamapur, the owner of the FMK restaurants, he does a great job. I have been frequenting his restaurants for as long as I have lived in the Villages. We used to go originally over to, I can't remember the golf course name. It's over there on Buena Vista. Evans Prairie, that's the name. I knew I'd get it eventually. Because we were really close, and did a lot of 10th hole golf there, 19th hole golf, whatever you want to call it. Used to go there frequently for dinner. We used to go there for breakfast after playing golf. Just, other restaurants came into business and to play. I do a lot now at Victory. So I look forward to what he brings. He normally has a very good product, and he makes sure his staff does a great job. He's very sensitive to customer feedback. And talking with Fred at length, I mean, he was on the show once. Oh my gosh, it's been well over a year now since, right before Victory opened up. And, we talked for about an hour. He and I talked for quite a bit, both before and after the show. And he's a great businessman with a great history. And he's definitely a mainstay here in the Villages. All right. What else do we got here? Sodfather says, we are having issues with Seacoast Bank that did not have with Citizens First Bank. Having to go back in to get things canceled, hoping to get things ironed out sooner or later. Anytime there's a transition, there's going to be hiccups here and there. Citizens, if you didn't do business with Citizens, you missed a real treat. I know a lot of the ladies that work there behind the counter, Susie, Ruth, Debbie. Pardon me if I miss some of them, ladies. I have a good relationship with them. I always get well taken care of, and the popcorn is awesome. But they're doing their best, and again, it's a transition. They're transitioning software platforms. There's going to be hiccups. I hope they work through it rather quickly, though. It's in their best interest, obviously. Third Villages House plus Middleton House. Oh, so you're a foursome. Congratulations. All right. So, let's see what else. Oh yeah, once again, remember, tomorrow's the last day to register to vote for the primary. You can still register after that for the general election in November. I'd have to go look at the date on the Sumter Elections website to figure out what that date is. I didn't commit it to memory. Didn't commit tomorrow to memory either. I wrote it down. That's why I got my little notes here. Anyway, what else? So there's been a lot more talk online about, I get the volume up a little high, I think, but a lot more talk about roadway pavement markers or raised pavement markers. The roadway pavement markers is what they are. The little yellow buttons on the golf cart paths. It still boggles my mind. 10 years ago, we talked about this at excruciating length, and everybody was against it. I mean, left, right, and now all of a sudden, oh, look, they're nice, they're great. Well, yeah, they're great. That you can actually see. Yes, Seacoast is keeping the popcorn. That was a question I asked in that meeting I had with them. There was like 10 residents in there and 6 executives from the banks. And that was one question I asked, and they were quick to answer. Oh, most definitely. All right. But anyway, 10 years ago when the multimodal path discussion group was going over RPMs, the issue was, well, they're a trip hazard. They're slippery. They're dangerous for bicycles. And you're sitting up there at the front of the room, listening to all these resident comments, and time and again, it's like, why are you walking down the middle of the road? It didn't pass the common sense test, but more and more CDDs are going with it. I know in CDD 15, they've put them on, which is great, because when you go up Marsh Bend Trail on the multimodal path, and you go behind the electrical substation, or behind the wells and the water storage tank for the city of Wildwood, it is dark. It is really dark. And if it's just rained, that asphalt doesn't reflect any light. It is definitely blank. Or dark. All right. What else do we have going on here? So, yeah, again, I think it's a great thing that they're putting them in. If you haven't driven a golf cart on a road with roadway pavement markers, you will definitely appreciate them. Victoria, I apologize. We didn't get a chance to meet up. I've met with Victoria and her husband a couple of times now. Great folks. And, Victoria, I know you're interested in the verandas, if I'm not mistaken, specifically the 100 verandas that are being built over in LaGrange. I was there this morning. I took a drive through there. My goodness, they're going like crazy. When the main section of the road going in, the houses on both sides are sodded. They're getting close. All the houses are getting close. The last few houses are getting driveways. So I don't know when they're going to open it up, but it looks to be, I would say within a month that they're going to open those up. And I think they're going to sell fast because of the location. But I will say this. There's one entrance in and out. So that first section of homes, as you go in off LaGrange Loop, man, but 100 homes in there. You figure if every house leaves and comes back once, that's 200 cars pass or golf carts passing your house, and if it's wife and husband, and it could be 400, and it could be a lot more than that. Not the ones I would want, but the ones farther back, they have some with golf course and water views. A lot of them have pools, so that's going to be nice. Let's see. Carolyn Campbell says, can you speak some about the widening project of 301 south of 75? South of 75. I think you mean south of the Turnpike, Carolyn. So south of the Turnpike, they are widening 301. I shot some footage of that last week. I managed to get in for a few minutes before it rained. It seemed like every time I got a chance to do anything, it rained. Which tells you, as little rain as we've had, I haven't had a lot of chance to do much of anything. They are getting that starting to be paved. There's still a lot of work to go. Probably another 6 months before that's done. And then they'll start on the section south of 525 East, which is where the Rick Scott Industrial Park is on US 301. And then they move north. So, it's supposed to be like a 2-year build-out project. Larry wants to know, tough call today. FIFA finals. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I'm looking forward to catching it. although it's going to be tough because I got to run to the grocery store as soon as the broadcast is over to get some potatoes. We're having steaks on the grill. Fresh Market had New York strip on sale last week, and I got a whole New York strip, had it cut 1.5 inches thick. I pulled them out of the freezer after taking the dogs to the dog park this morning, and it was like, oh my gosh, these look so good. So I'm looking forward to them. Let's see. But yeah, supposedly the President of the United States is going to present the trophy to the winners of the FIFA Cup. It is kind of amazing when you watch on social media the reaction of so many Europeans and South Americans who have heard what a terrible place the United States is, and then they come and they realize they were deceived. They were, they didn't know the truth. They didn't get the facts. It is a beautiful country. It's a wonderful country. I have been blessed to not only live in this country and be born in this country my entire life, but I've done a lot of travels. I've been to Mount Rushmore. I've been to the Rockies. I've been all over. There's a few places I haven't been yet, like Glacier National Park. I haven't been to Arcadia. And believe it or not, I haven't been to the Grand Canyon. So I am looking forward to those. Those are on a bucket list for a motorcycle trip. So, hopefully soon. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Mark wants to know any suggestions for a brown lawn. Had it inspected for pest. None present. Their suggestion: water 3 times per week. Fearful of long-term damage. Mark, reach out to Sod Father. I'll tell you, I don't have a green thumb. If it's green, it's rotting off. But Sod Father, he is a magician with grass. If anybody can tell you what's going on with your lawn, he can. I'll let you two connect up. Is it true Finney Grill is closed? Yeah, we talked about that already. Finney Grill is apparently closing. Let's see. Karen says, thank you. Trevor wants to know, I love the watch party at Eastport. Wish I was there to experience it. Okay. I didn't know there was a watch party. I'm assuming it's for the FIFA Cup, which is cool. Anytime you can get a group of people together and just have fun and enjoy yourself, that's worthwhile. Folks, I've been in the villages now 12 years. The secret to the villages is not the houses. It's not the developer. It's not the golf courses. It's not the town squares. It's the people. It truly is the people. I have met so many incredible folks here since I've lived in the villages. Zero regrets about moving here. But it is truly your friends, your neighbors, the people that you meet, the relationships that you build that make this community what it is. Yes, there are a few people, we'll just call them Debbie Downers, negative Nellies, whatever you want to call them. My advice when you come across somebody like that, just go the other way. They're not worth taking your time and the joy that you can have living here. I mean, let's face it, if you're bored in the villages, it's your own fault. I mean, it's real hard to be bored here. If you all you got to do is look around. Karen, steak. I think I need to pop over. Yeah, yeah. So Karen is the owner of Rent from a Villager. So if you're looking for a rental, or you have a rental that you want listed, Karen's got a great service, very reasonably priced. She and I talked yesterday at length. I think we probably talked about, oh my gosh, 45 minutes. And we were catching up. We've known each other for a few years now. She's one of my advertisers on my YouTube videos. But great folks. They moved from Pennsylvania, her and her husband, who I've never met but is supposedly alive, Pete. I heard a recording of him. I think it was a recording. But they moved down here, oh my gosh, I think about 2 years ago now. And they live up in the northern section, and great people. Again, you know, the magic of the Villages is truly all the people here. People don't come here to die. They come here to live. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? This is from Joe Sanders. He says, when do you think they will start selling lots in Green Grove area? Oh, not for a while. Easily not until after the new year. They have so many more lots. There's a tremendous number of lots still in LaGrange, the second part of LaGrange, which is on the other side of Bush Boulevard. So you go up or down Bush Boulevard. On the side where Mustang is, the Mustang Recreation Center, that's Long Prairie, and the other side of the road is Long Prairie also. But they haven't really done anything with that. I think they're staying focused on the one side. It's kind of interesting because they moved to the east side of Bush Boulevard for Merritt Field, and I guess they're doing this. You know, they're going north. Yeah, north on the west side and south on the east side. That's the nearest I can figure. Plus, there's Farmstead, so it's very easily. I mean, heck, I'd say probably closer to 8 months from now. Cause I'm just trying to think of the month. It's July. Yeah, so probably February or March. You know, they get everything ready, and now. Once it starts, stand back because they're going to sell quick. Let's see. Sodfather says to Mark, the answer to your question is, mow it tall, 4 inches or higher. Most companies mow too short. Water it deep, not shallow. Fertilize every 6 weeks to growing season. In growing season, watch for pests and disease. Wow. So I've been cutting my grass too short, apparently. Victoria, Karen and I were talking about you also, so your ears were probably ringing. Let's see. Have you used your new grill yet? I have not gotten my smoker together yet. I meant to do that. I did get my gazebo finally anchored this week, and I cooked on it last night. We had, what did we have last night on the grill? Pork tenderloin. And it was raining. And for the first time, I was dry and I was able to stand out by the grill and not get rained on. So it was kind of cool. The Traeger probably will make it into the living room tonight, and I hopefully will get it put together tonight. We'll see. All right. All right. Megan says, Dawn, do you, if you can, get tire insurance on existing tires, not new tires? Worried about driving around the new construction areas, getting nails in tires. So, you know, that is an issue. Honestly, I don't think tire insurance is worth the money unless you have some really, really expensive tires. But I will tell you the best time, if you're going to go driving around those areas where they're building houses, really, in my opinion, the best time is late Saturday and Sunday. Why do I say that? Because they have these street sweepers that they use, and they sweep down the streets every weekend. If you go out there now, you'll see along the sides of the road, it looks like they did some construction work or some weird things, and it's just the dirt, the sand and that blew off the road from the brushes. and to clean the road up. And when they do that, there's nothing in the road. They do a great job on doing that. I have four or five, maybe more flats over the years, but I go in there a lot. Doing houses 3 times a week. You gotta be careful. I'm hoping I don't get any nails in this new truck's tires, because they're about $500 a pop, and that hurts. All right. But I don't know if you can get tire insurance on existing tires. That's kind of, All right. Message deleted. Okay. Also, our Village Rentals is a much better renter site. Lots cheaper. 2 more flexible. Okay, I'm not sure what that's all about. Sorry, I'm not a Karen. But anyone that's not friendly. But there is no... Wait, I'm getting confused here. Sorry, I'm not a Karen. But everyone there is not friendly. Yes, it can be boring if there's a hurricane or you do the same stuff all the time. You're right. Not everybody is friendly. But like I said, when you run into those, there's other places to go. As far as a hurricane, my experience in the last 12 years is when a storm is coming, you know what the first thing that gets emptied off the shelves? It's not toilet paper. It's not bread. It's not milk. It's the wine. Gone. You walk into Publix or Winn-Dixie and there's no wine on the shelves during a storm. Everybody's having a hurricane party, going to sit it out and enjoy life. Jim wants to know, do you still have water restrictions? Yes, they're in place until October. I had a meeting this past week with was it this week? Yeah. Dog hair. With the Withlacoochee River Water Supply Authority, and I was talking to the administrator, Susie Folsom, and we were talking about the water restrictions, and the water tables are low. I got friends that, my friend Dave, he kayaks a lot, him and his girlfriend, they kayak a lot, and the Withlacoochee is really low. A lot of the rivers are really low. It's just going to take time. I mean, we're getting this water in, and it's percolating through the ground, and it's being soaked up. We need a couple of good tropical storms to really dump a lot of water. We need one off the East Coast, one off the West Coast, and one to go up into Georgia. And that will help us a lot. We've just been fortunate not to have many storms. Let's see. Sod Father says, missing that much needed tropical storm to our west. Praying it comes east. So here we go. I didn't even see this, but yeah, Sod Father and I are on the same page. Roxy, I have no idea what's going in the golf cart store. I look in there every time I drive by and I'm not seeing anything. All right. So park roaming with Robbie. So I'm assuming you're registered to vote, and you're, I'll get it out in a second. You're registered at your Moultrie Creek address, and if that's the case, I received an email, well, not an email, but a card in the mail. Well, I didn't, my wife did. From the Supervisor of Elections, Bill Keene, that said there's a new precinct voting location, and that is the Saluki Recreation Center. So that's where it's supposed to be. Are sinkholes likely because of lack of water in the coral ground underneath? It's not coral, it's limestone. And so, when the water level drops, it creates voids, okay? And that can increase the chance of sinkholes. But then, when the water level rises, it erodes the limestone, which increases the chance of sinkholes. So, there's always a chance of sinkholes. it is not as prevalent as you might think or read. Yes, there have been a couple here in the villages in the last 12 years. There was one up in Monarch Grove, okay, and just north of Well Point, and in a villa community. That's probably the worst I've seen for actual sinkholes. Now, we have had some depressions caused by erosion due to pipe failures, storm water pipe failures. That is sometimes confused with sinkholes. But yeah, I mean, again, we live on a limestone peninsula. So all you got to do is look at a map of Florida, and if you see a lake or a pond that looks round, it probably started life as a sinkhole. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Park roaming with Robbie says, thanks a lot. Okay, great. So, Wildwood, where are we at on time? You know what? It's time for another cup of coffee. So I'll be right back. Go ahead and type your questions in, and I'll be back in about a minute and a half. Thanks for sticking with today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. Pardon me for just a minute while I go grab a fresh cup of coffee and stretch my legs and back. While you're waiting, let me ask you a quick question. Are you building a new home in the villages and need someone with a trained eye to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates? Then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years experience as a construction project manager, and I've been offering this valuable service to residents for over 6 years. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. Fortunately, serious issues are rare, but even the most minor issues are better caught during construction than during closing. I'm not just taking pictures of your home like others do. I'm watching your home being built with a trained eye to ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today. Now let's get back to the broadcast.
Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time you give it. Shrink the deadline, shrink the task. Hofstadter's Law. Everything takes longer than you expect, even when you account for Hofstadter's Law. Hanlon's Razor. Never attribute to malice what is adequately explained by carelessness or stupidity. The Pareto Principle, or 80-20. Roughly 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. The Peter Principle. People get promoted until they reach a job they're bad at, and then stay there. Hick's Law. More options means slower decisions. Cut the menu, decide faster. Goodhart's Law. When a measure becomes a target, it stops being a good measure. The Dunning-Kruger effect. The less you know, the more you overestimate how much you know. Occam's Razor. The simplest explanation is usually the right one. Chesterton's Fence. Don't tear something down until you understand why it was built in the first place. Brooks's Law. If you add more people to a project that's already late, it's going to be even more late because we underestimate coordination costs.
Not now, Frenchie. Goldie, why do you have a satellite dish on your head?
My mom betrayed me.
What did she do?
She used the happy voice.
Oh, no. I thought we were going somewhere beautiful. The park? No. The place where everyone smiles before betrayal. The vet! Don't say it out loud. The cone can hear you. What happened in there? First they called me handsome.
Classic trap.
Then they gave me a treat. Advanced trap. Then I blinked and woke up like this. Honestly, it's not that bad. Frenchie, I just lost a fight with furniture. Can you laugh quieter? It echoes in here.
All right, we are back. I have a fresh cup of coffee, so we are ready to go. All right, so Sodfather brings up a good point. He says, remember, Florida has closed elections for primaries. You need to be registered with a party to vote in their primary. Not just primaries, but that party's primary. So, as we are not affiliated, we don't get to vote for a candidate from either side. So why close primaries? Because it gives the party, the people who are Republicans or Democrats, the opportunity to choose the candidate of their choice when there is a field of candidates that will run against the other party. Some don't like it, some don't like it. There is pluses and minuses to both sides of it. One of the things that happens, and it happens on both sides, is if one party has a really strong candidate and the other party has 2 or 3 candidates, they want to, and the party A with the strong candidate wants to make sure that they go against the weakest candidate. Some of party A will change to party B to vote in party B's candidate and skew the election to get a weaker candidate against the candidate that they're going to vote in the general election. I personally don't like that. I think it's, I don't think it's, I don't think it's fair, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see. Yes, limestone. Thanks for the correction. Yep. Okay. Any photos or any update on houses off of 44A? So there are no houses on 44A. Good question, Roxy. I did shoot some video footage of it. I've got it working on 168, I think it is. Yeah, 168. I got a couple more shots to do as soon as I can get out when it's not raining and I'm not busy with other meetings. But they have not started on that yet. I did get, it's funny you bring that up because I got an email this past week from a couple that is looking to buy a house on Infinity Run. And Infinity Run backs up to 44A, and it's one of 2 houses that is basically directly across from where that was going in. They were concerned about noise and what businesses were going in, and it's just going to be courtyard villas. It's only 9 acres, so about 50 homes, maybe 60 homes at most. But no, they haven't started anything yet. When I went back there, all the plowed dirt has now been taken over by weeds, as is the case that normally happens. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about, let me get there we go. All right, let's, where's it at? All right, if you haven't seen this, this is on Wildwood's website, and it's their golf cart map. And this shows you the city streets that are okay to use golf carts on. So yeah, all the green is good to go. Now there's a little area that somebody pointed this out to me. Let me see if I can make this, whoops. All right, come on. Where's there it is. There is one error right here on Corbin Trail going over to the traffic circle. It shows that the carts are allowed on the street. They are not allowed on the street there. There is a multimodal path though right alongside it. So that is an error. There's a couple of other minor errors, but you can see on Bexley Trail it's red. No golf carts are allowed there. The reason it stops over here, interesting, because it should continue on, because that's part of why, oh yeah, there it is. So, yeah, the reason there's nothing here on Bexley Trail is because of the multimodal paths, and then you can see all there. let's see, yellow means a state road prohibited, and purple is a private road. And you can see those right here. This is Eden at Magnolia, or whatever the heck that place is called. So they've pretty much loosened it up. There was a point about 10 years ago where there were a lot of areas that you couldn't take a golf cart on city streets in Wildwood. But that has since been changed. You know, there are a few gaps that are annoying, and yeah, annoying is a good word for it. Let me see, where's Brownwood? There's Brownwood. Let's zoom in. All right, so you can see this is Richmond and this is Megason. Now there's a multimodal path that goes up here to the emergency department, and you can see here on 719, which is this road here, and County Road 156, golf carts are allowed there. But let me see if we can zoom in. There is, oh, this is out of date because that doesn't exist anymore. It's not allowed here. So you can't get to McDonald's, you can't get over to Spar, which is a shame. But you know, again, I understand why the Villages does what they do. Their merchants pay a premium for golf cart accessibility. It's worth it to them. And to open up golf cart accessibility outside the Villages, that has an impact on their merchants, and they're trying to protect their merchants. And it is, you know, it's a necessary evil, you know. One of the things that you see here is 44. It's yellow. It's a state road. It's prohibited crossing. Why is it prohibited crossing? Because it's too high. It's a high-speed road. We just had an individual who was trying to convince the Board of County Commissioners to open up the road. Let's go up to it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Yeah, right there. Ding, 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 ding. Zip. So this is Burnside and Pinellas, and over here, I think this is, what's that name? Culver's. Here is here. Target's over here. He wanted to be able to cross. Well, 466A is a 45-mile-an-hour road. We don't have any crossings of 45-mile-an-hour roads that are 4 lanes. It's unsafe. We got a couple that are 35-mile-an-hour that do have crossings, like going into the village of Alhambra, but those are, again, 35-mile-an-hour roads. All right, let's go back. All right. Let's see. Another voting precinct at Lake Oklahoma Rec Center. I'm going to take your word for it. I haven't looked. Yeah, I would have to check on the Supervisor of Elections website. They have all that information. It's sumterelections.org, I think. You know what? Let's double check that. Sumter Elections, and sumterelections.gov is the correct one. No, yeah. And then of course it comes up with a different URL at the top of the screen. What do you know? But yeah, just type in Sumter Elections, and there's no P in Sumter, S-U-M-T-E-R. There's no N in Sumter either. It's just Sumter. I hear it frequently mispronounced, and I'm the last person that should say anything because early on as a county commissioner, I got stumbled up on the Withlacoochee River Water Supply Authority. Trying to pronounce that name was like, what the heck is this alphabet soup? Anyway, let's see. Okay. So Park Arming says, my family bought in Middleton. I hear that they're getting a rec center at the new park. So I know where you're talking about. It's in the Middleton B CDD. It's in the area that's under construction on the south side of Dry Creek. And honestly, I couldn't tell from the plans if there's going to be a rec center. That would be interesting to see. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. They have a different structure for collecting for amenities than the Villages has. So what it'll be and how it'll work is something that I don't have any insight to at this point, but obviously as more things start to develop, I'll look into it. Victoria says, thanks for all the hard work putting these together, these live shows, and the other construction updates. Thank you, Victoria, appreciate it. Carolyn wants to know, what exactly are the water restrictions? Is still 1 day a week with water time restrictions? Yes, I believe that is correct. Once a week, and if they're watching the water usage, and if your water usage is too high, then there's a 10% additional cost. And I have seen several arguments concerning water restrictions that with the cost of replacing sod due to lack of water compared to the 10% penalty, if water's running you $50 and it costs you $5 a month to keep from having to replace $5,000 worth of sod, some would argue that's a good trade-off. There you go. Let's see. Good to Go says a big part of the road on Hearns Loop in Shady Brook had recent construction. Was that because of a sinkhole? I know where Hearns Loop is, but I was not aware of that. So I can't tell you. I know that whole area is at its 2-year point, and the warranty is getting ready to expire. So what you're going to see as the area gets to about 1.5 to 2 years, you'll see all of a sudden a lot of work on curbs and roads and sidewalks. And the reason for that is their warranty is getting ready to be up with the developer. And if so this is repairs that the city has identified that needs to be taken care of. And this is very typical throughout the Villages. I've seen it for the last 12 years. About 2 years after, they start going in and they start doing repairs. Just to make sure everything is 100% prior to the city or the county taking over. Let's see. I'm tuning in late. How is Debbie? She's doing good. She went to bingo twice this week. She went to Samba twice this week. So she's up and about. She's getting better. She's not walking with a walker 100% of the time, but she still gets tired easy. But she's doing well. After the last, she's trying real hard. And I got to tell her sometimes to slow down. A couple of weeks ago, she took a fall, ended up in the hospital, and then rehab for 2 weeks. I don't want to go through that again. She doesn't want to go through that again. So, it's taking it slow and easy, but she's doing better. Muskie says, you are allowed to water your lawn and plants by hand. So if you have new lawn or plants, simply water by hand. Losing your sod or plants is going to cost you way more than a teeny tiny fine. Yeah. My irrigation bill is less than $30. So if they fine me, that would be $3. Okay, yep. Sodfather says, yes, Middleton will be getting a rec center. Amenities for Middleton are funded through annual maintenance fee, which is higher in Middleton than the villages because Middleton has no monthly fees like the villages. Thank you, Sodfather. Bob used to live over there. Beautiful house, absolutely gorgeous house. What a view. Overlooked the high school. Great. He posted some great videos when the president came to visit Middleton. Let's see. Disappointing to hear those that are saying it's better to ask for forgiveness than to pay the fine. This is a statewide issue. Those people still on wells depend on the aquifer, not centralized water. So I agree. So much of the irrigation water in the villages comes from our retention ponds, which are lined to retain the water. So it is reclaimed water, which is always raised the question, if it's reclaimed water, it's not coming out of the aquifer, then why are we subject to these fines? Now, the aquifer in question is the Upper Floridian aquifer. It's the one that's low. The Lower Floridian aquifer is where they get a lot of irrigation water for the golf courses when they're not using the retention ponds. It's really kind of it's a strange issue. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand the whole fine. My understanding is that the fine is supposed to go to help offset people that are being more frugal with their water usage. I don't know how that works. I haven't seen much in accounting on how that is. Looking at the water bills in both my houses, I'm not seeing where the fine is being levied, but there you go. But yeah, the wells are having problems. They really are. As you move farther to the south, some of them are, because the water table is dropping. Some people's wells have gone dry, and they've had to have them drill deeper wells for them. That's unfortunate. And again, when the water table drops, there can be some changes in the geological structure underground. Not necessarily sinkholes, but areas can be blocked off or become plugged up, and that can lead to dry wells as well. Let's see. Jim wants to know, Don, is there more golf cart access to places in the north than south? No. The access is pretty consistent throughout. Now, I will tell you, when you go up to the north end along 27-441, there's a bridge that crosses over by the Veterans Park, so you can get on both sides, and it gives you access to a lot of the merchants on those sides. A good many of those merchants are on villages' property, which is why it's allowed. The villages wants to take care of their residents, wants to take care of their merchants, and couldn't give a flip about the neighbors who want to come in and use the golf cart paths. I say that. The developer has an interest in the commercial properties. The residential properties, once you get outside of CDD 15 and 16, they have very little involvement with any of the CDDs that are completed. Golf courses really is the biggest thing. Championship golf courses. They're not in the business of running residential communities. They're in the business of building residential communities, and then they turn them over to the district government. So there you go. But no, I think one of the things that you're going to see when the Legacy Place opens up is that's going to be fully golf cart accessible. That's going to be huge. That is going to be huge. It is going to change the face of the southern part of the Villages. Between having, a second hospital that would be golf cart accessible, and considerable new shopping opportunities, I think it's going to be a big change. 2 years ago, has it been 2 years? Yeah, a little over 2 years ago, I think it was video 133, I said, the best place to buy in the Villages, and I talked about Water's Edge, and Moultrie Creek, and Lakeview, and Shady Brook, and the Southern Waters, I think is what I called it, Southern Waters of the Villages, because it sits between Middleton and Eastport, and eventually there's another town square coming a couple miles south of there, but that's probably 8-10 years away before they start building on that. But put you in a great location, plus you had easy access to the turnpike. Now we see with the hospital and Legacy Place, it's even more. So, Long Prairie and Green Grove Hills and Merritt Field, all are going to benefit from this. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute, let's see. Hugo says, inundated with mail for Florida District 11 congressional race. Many candidates, Webster retiring. Yes. Representative Webster is retiring. He has served the state for a great many years, both in the State House and in Congress. He has dedicated a significant portion of his life to the people of, Florida. So, now it's time to pick a good replacement. Choose wisely. That's the best I can tell you. I have my preference, and I look at business experience, because the way I look at it, businessmen think of the world differently than politicians. Businessmen think of profits. Now, what are profits? In a business, that's additional funds. For a political race, the profits are doing good for your constituents and doing what's best for them. So my personal belief is that good businessmen make good decisions because their decisions are based on facts and not emotion. And good businessmen who have been successful are less corruptible, in my opinion. They don't, they're not going to see $1,000 and say, "Ooh, no." But that's my opinion. Anyway, let's see. Carolyn says, thank you for your time today. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. When we water our property, the water that comes out of our sprinklers are reclaimed water and can only make its way to the aquifer when we water our property. Okay, good point. Looking forward, Karen from Rent from a Villager says, looking forward to Legacy Place. Muskie says, water to water, the golf courses and common areas come from retention ponds. Since the retention ponds have plastic, the water can't make it to the aquifer. Right. Been to Twisty Treats yet? No, I have not. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I don't want to go there because I'm afraid I'm going to end up being habitual. It's all I could do to break myself of going over to Sawgrass Grove all the time to get a Zanzibar chocolate. Although I will admit, I did stop by there the other day. I took some pictures of the restaurants and the renaming and the rework that's going on there because of those closures. in the marketplace. And I said, well, I might as well get a chocolate chip cookie and Zanzibar chocolate. And lo and behold, I was there before 11 o'clock, before they opened. I had to go. So I didn't get my ice cream. Probably good timing on my part. All right. Years ago, you highlight an area where it looked like there might be the next square after Eastport. Can you show the location now in relation to the southernmost area? Do you still think that's the spot? Well, that's an interesting question, Sodfather. Yeah, I can show you where that's at. Let's bounce over to the web page. Let me see. Maybe Bill's map is better. Nope, doesn't go down so far enough. Nope, doesn't go down far enough. Doesn't go down far enough. Doesn't go down far enough. Okay, let's go over to the village's map. So we're going to zoom back out, and this map seems a little twisted, but this is McNeil, okay? This is where the new fire station is at, right here. And McNeil winds its way all the way down to about a mile or so north of, it's about a mile and a half north of Bevel's Corners, which is right here where 48 and 471 cross, so right about here. And Bexley Trail winds its way down to about a half a mile south of the northernmost border here onto 470. And there's a spot right about in here that the two roads come close together. That's what the preliminary maps are showing. And that's where I saw it was a weird picture I saw. It was a background picture of something else, and I managed to zoom in on the background, and you could see the commercial area. And that's kind of where it showed the commercial area right here. I don't think that's the last one either. But if you look at history, it's about 10 to 12 years between town squares. So we got about 10 years to go before that one opens up. And, you know, there's a lot of houses to be built in the interim between here and there. It is, I know it's difficult to see on the map. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, so yeah. So here's Long Prairie, here's Merritt Field. The dark area here, this is Middleton. This is Moultrie Creek. This is Shady Brook. This is Marsh Bend Trail. This is Bexley Trail. And so probably right about in this area right in here. There you go. That's best guess I can give you at this point. As far as I know, that's still on track, but, you know, I mean, you got CDD 17 and 18 in here still to be built. These guys are great at long-term planning. So we'll see what happens. Generally, well, excuse me, here we go. I got to look at the right screen. I got to understand I have a preview screen on my left and what you guys are seeing on the right, so I can stage things. So, you know, while I'm talking, I can make changes, and, you know, so you didn't see what I was doing, but now that web browser is there. So, but each one of those screens has the text overlay from what everybody's typing, plus there's another one that's bigger, and sometimes it gets a little confusing on which one I'm looking at. So let's see what Mushke says. Generally, one tell the difference between a real crisis from a created, extravagated, or manipulated crisis. Government body is taking our money and taking our money rights due to the latest crisis du jour, not a real crisis. Okay, yeah. You know, obviously Muskie is referring a lot of the big crisis we had 5 or 6 years ago, that little stuff called COVID. All right. Any more stuff? Anybody have any more questions? So I got a question for you all. Last week we talked about the budget. Did anybody go to the budget workshop? Or did anybody watch it? Because it was live streamed. Miss Munns, the clerk of courts, Erin Munns, she got the system up and running, and we're now live streaming all our meetings. So yeah. Orange Mini Cooper says, Supermarket in Eastport, any new soon announced additions? Nothing. Yes, I know you went, Miss Campbell. That's a great new service that the Clerk of Courts is doing. You can also watch the meetings. They're recorded for everybody to see. Live stream is great, much needed. Ms. Campbell, I agree with you 100% on that particular aspect. I think it was definitely needed. The big problem we had was the equipment, getting it set up, and I can tell you from just doing my live streaming, which is much simpler than something like that, I normally get to a place an hour or two early when I'm doing a remote live stream to get things set up. For that, it's much more difficult. So now we have this new facility with all the cameras built in. They're part of the building facility. They're tied into the microphones. We're still working on issues with the microphones. We heard some complaints that they couldn't hear some of the commissioners, myself included. So we're pulling the mics a little closer, helping to work through that. All right. So anyway, I think we're in a good place. I need to go get some potatoes to throw in the oven for baked potatoes to go with the corn on the cob that's being cooked on the grill and the steaks that are going to be on the grill this evening. I am looking forward to it. Then I think I'll go back to my house and sleep in peace and quiet. Anyway. So I think we'll call it a day, folks. Remember, life is short, power is fleeting. Physical beauty lasts only a short while. All those who live long enough will also become weak and vulnerable at some point. So let us be humble, help the sick, the weak, and the vulnerable. For one day, we too will exit this stage, and so let us do it with humility, dignity, honor, and the knowledge that through our actions, we have left this world a much better place. I'm Don Wiley. Have a great day. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching today's broadcast of Gold Wingnut Live. These weekly broadcasts and the construction update videos are two of the ways I bring information to you about the construction happening here in the villages. At Gold Wingnut Productions, I also provide a photo-video service for new homes under construction. If you're building a new home in the villages and you need someone to watch the construction for you and send you regular updates, Then contact me through my website, goldwingnut.com, and arrange for a photo-video package of your new home. I've nearly 20 years in the construction industry as a project manager, and in the last 6 years, Gold Wingnut Productions has provided this valuable service to over 300 homeowners. I know the work the various trades are doing, and I know when the work is being done right and when it's not. I'm not just taking pictures like some do. I'm watching your new home build with a trained eye to help ensure everything is done right. So go to goldwingnut.com and arrange for your package today, and I'll see you next week right here at Gold Wingnut Live.
If you have these symptoms, it might already be too late. Do you cancel plans because your dog looks sad? Do you refer to yourself as their mom or dad? Do you rearrange your entire day around your dog? Advanced cases include speaking in a baby voice and needing more phone storage for your dog photos. If this sounds like you, welcome to the ODD support group. There is no cure, and honestly, we don't want one.
It started with a scratch of a quill on a parchment scroll, a desperate prayer for a nation's soul. In a Philadelphia hall, beneath a summer sky, we looked at a king and we asked him why. 13 sparks ignited a flame in the dark, choosing the road that would leave a mark of a people who'd rather be rugged and free than live on their knees by a distant sea. Can you hear the thunder across the great plains? The sound of a spirit breaking its chains from the Appalachian Heights to the Golden Gate tide. We got the ghost of the pioneers riding by our side. Freedom 250 feet, it's the breath in our lungs. One mighty anthem in 1,000 tongues. 250 years of chasing the light through the longest of winters and the hardest of fights. From sea to shining sea, under the stars and the sun. We are the many, and we are the one. It wasn't always easy, the road wasn't straight. We wrestled with shadows and we wrestled with hate, but the union is a work that is still in the making. With every wall falling and every heart breaking, I see the lady in the harbor, the tide and the pour, finding a key to a brand new door. From the fields of Iowa to the neon of NYC, you're the pulse of the nation, the spirit of the free. Can you feel the power of the dreamers today? From the Silicon Valley to the Chesapeake Bay, from the footprints on the moon to the courage in the streets, the heart of hopeful never retreats. Freedom 250 deep, it's the breath in our lungs. One mighty anthem in 1,000 tongues. 250 years of chasing the light through the longest of winters and the hardest of fights. From sea to shining sea, under the stars and the sun. We are the many, and we are the one. Liberty isn't a statue, it's a choice. It isn't a silence, it's a voice. It's the sweat on the brow, it's the vote in the hand. It's the promise we keep to this beautiful land. 2.5 centuries, and we're just getting started. Freedom 250. and we are the world. We the people, still dreaming, still climbing. America 250.